I think everybody knows what's going on. LA is on fire. Like it is
Right.
hot. It is burning down right now. The Critics' Choice Awards was supposed to be going on this Sunday. I was supposed to have flown out to LA this morning. I was looking forward to it. I think we found out like 2 days ago. They might have notified us. Little bit of drama about how we found out, but like 2 days they notified the members who were supposed to fly into town for the event that they were going to postpone until the end of the month. So, I was really looking forward to it. It's a big, illustrious event. If you're in the critic space, if you're in the film space, this is like our Super Bowl season. This is our playoff season where all the award shows start to validate some of our opinions throughout the year. And this was a big one. There's a lot of Black projects now being nominated for Critics' Choice Awards. Nickel Boys, Andrew Ellis Taylor is in there for Best Supporting Actress. I was really looking forward to just going there and hopefully celebrating a win for all the films that I really followed throughout the past year. But yeah, the LA wildfires, man, and my heart goes out to everybody in LA right now. There's so many people going through some really, really intense stuff, like you mentioned, with the fires just destroying people's homes. One thing that really caught my eye, and I don't know if you guys saw this, was Wendell Pierce. He's out here stirring drama.
No.
So that the actor Wendell Pierce, he's you know who he is?
Wendell Pierce.
Yeah.
Oh man. Damn, I bet I ain't know. I ain't know my homeboy had to go. But anyway, yeah. So Wendell Pierce,
he's out here stirring a little bit of drama because, like, he's got receipts. He's like, "Yo, I was in New Orleans when Katrina happened, and when our homes got destroyed, people wasn't showing up, people wasn't showing out, and I hope y'all keep that same energy in LA."
Oh.
So, like, if you look, I think it's on his Instagram. It might be on his IG. It might be on his Twitter. He posted a few posts about it, just sharing how he felt about the whole thing. He was talking about how the insurance companies was, after like giving 20 years of insurance to them, they gave him a $500 check for his house, like something ridiculous. I'm gonna see if I could dig it back up. It might have been on Twitter.
I think I may have. Okay, yeah. Let me know if you can find it because I do see here that he just has some post on there, but I don't know if it's the one that you're talking about. Evidently it's an update, and I can't put that on here without us losing it. So but yeah, that's definitely a thing. I want to send a quick word to my sister, Charla Samantha Taylor email. Excuse me, Dr. Charla Samantha Taylor email, right there in Pasadena, who had to evacuate. She says that the fires are 1 block from her house, and that a lot of the establishments that she used to take her kids to, that when they first started looking at properties in Pasadena, they're now gone, and it's surreal to her. She is highly prayed up. I mean, we're talking about my sister's like all my family is all like very ministerial, so she's highly prayed up. But yeah, it did touch me, and I'm gonna keep it real. I'm on a news diet right now. I'm not really watching a lot of news since November. However, this has pierced all news, and so it's really sad. And so I just hope that things get better. And I ain't gonna lie, like it's one of those phenomenon that I'm not as familiar with. Like being in Florida now, being from Missouri, you could talk to me about tornadoes. We could talk about what in the holy heck is going on with my mouse. We could talk about hurricanes all day, but I can't tell you what's going on with wildfires. That feels like one of those things that I wish technology would have taken care of a while back. You know what I'm saying, Nolly?
Can't do it without funding.
Yeah, so
and they chose to cut funding.
Yeah. Who, California? Or
yeah, they cut funding. They cut the budget for firefighters and emergency response by like a big million. And so here we are using slavery to fight fires and ICE is showing up at shelters and homes and asking for they're used, like, the whole situation is
Wow, they're using it to get rid of immigrants.
I feel awful for everyone losing the things that they've worked hard for. I feel horrible for people losing their homes and things like that. But they're using incarcerated teenagers who are getting paid $2.20 an hour to fight these fires. Most of these kids who won't even be able to be firefighters afterwards because they have a record. They started a program to expunge records and allow these people to become firefighters after. But since the program started in the last 3 years that it's been running, only 12 people have been approved and gone through that program. So it's modern day slavery, and ICE is showing up and asking for documentation and knocking on doors while people are evacuating to try and gather as many undocumented immigrants as possible. And it's like humanity in America especially has stooped to such a low, insane level that it's crazy that people are having to take time out of evacuating their homes, making sure they have everything prepared, to warn people like, hey, ICE is on the block, don't answer your doors, know your rights, things like that. There are undocumented immigrants who are showing up to help fight these fires, and our priority is to check for papers and see if they can be handled.
Wow, this tragedy will be defined by how we respond to this devastation 20 years later, and the lower ninth ward has been ignored. Will we ignore Altadena, the affluent Pacific? Wow. Yo.
Altadena is absolutely decimated. One of the largest, most prominent Black areas in the country is 70% gone.
Oh my God.
They got footage of people going neighborhood to neighborhood starting fires.
Yep.
Do they?
Yeah, like they're going through neighborhoods. They're like taking advantage of the situation, and they're setting houses and neighborhoods on fire. It's some real purge stuff going on out there right now.
Yo, this is crazy.
It's very post Katrina type things going on, and then people are more focused on like, oh no, they're looting. But at what point does shit become survival? Because resources, yeah, people are pulling for resources and things like that. But if everyone's going to the same shelters, the same spots to pick up goods, the same places, FEMA lines are tied up, the app is not working, at some point survival kicks in. Are some people being assholes? Absolutely. It's human nature to take advantage of situations, but some people get desperate, and a lot of people don't understand that level of desperation because they come from a point of privilege.
Yeah. It was King who said rioting is the language of the unheard. And not saying that these are riots, but just to kind of show that just because people are doing things, it's not always out of any kind of, malevolence. It might just be, I need to feed my kids. Stealing is one thing, but stealing to feed yourself, sometimes we tend to lean a little less on. So real quick before we move on, shout out, is anything we could do? We see we got the Red Cross number up here. If anybody wants to donate or anybody would like to help out, if you could just, Nolly, before we move on, what are Carl and Yvette and Love saying? Are they safe? Are we good? Can we count on them being around for their annual interviews this year?
So I think first and foremost, safety is important. They're safe for now.
Okay.
I'm definitely like checking in like every day, making sure, hey, did you guys have to evacuate yet? Like, how are things going? How are you doing? Have you heard of resources that I can share? Things like that. It's important. I would advise people to not donate to the American Red Cross, as there is a lot of factual information out there that shows how they mishandle money, especially after Katrina and especially after the other recent hurricanes that we had on the East Coast. The money goes to them. It barely goes to helping the people it's supposed to help. There are a lot of local organizations that you can post. I'll repost most of them on the New Blurred Order Instagram later in the stories. There are a lot of companies that are giving away free food, free meals to evacuees and first responders. There are companies that are asking for donations so that they can distribute locally. So I'll make sure that everyone's okay. Tiffy is good. She's not like right next to the fires. But she's also like, I think she just flew to New York yesterday. So I think she's pretty okay. But I keep tabs with her too as well.
Please. I'm so grateful to you for that. That's something I gotta work. Wouldn't even have hit up my sister if my mom and them didn't make me aware of what was going on. So yeah, shout out to you, Nali, for doing that. Shout out to everybody that we know that's been impacted by this. And yo, hearts, thoughts, prayers, all that stuff is going out to you. And I can't help but hope that this is over sooner than later, and including those that we don't even know.